Okay, let's take a look at this example where we're now adding in a vertical shift. Okay, so the process is the same as everything else we've done. We start with the amplitude, which is always absolute value of A. In this case, A is 3. Absolute value of 3, of course, is just 3. Our period, 2 pi over B. B here is the number beside X, so 2 pi over 2. Our new period is just pi. Our phase shift, opposite of C over B. C here is negative pi over 2. Opposite of a negative will be positive pi over 2 over B. That's pi over 4. Make sure you convince yourself of that. A lot of mistakes happen with fractions here, and that's one spot where they happen. Okay, now something new. Look at that. Plus 1 outside. Our vertical shift, k equals 1, so we're going to shift up 1 because it's positive. If that was negative, we'd shift down. So our new midline will be the horizontal line y equals k. So in this case, y equals 1. That'll be our new middle instead of the x-axis. Okay, we do start and end. Just like always. Inside equal to 0. So 2x minus pi over 2 equals 0. And 2x minus pi over 2 equal to 2 pi. So this guy's easy. We'll get 2x is pi over 2, so x is pi over 4. Here we'll get 2x is 2 pi plus pi over 2. We're going to need a common denominator here of 2. So that's going to be 4 pi over 2 plus 1 more pi over 2. That's 5 pi over 2. Divide by 2. X will be 5 pi over 4. That's my new end. Remember a couple of checks here. And you don't have to write these down. You can just look at them. Start and phase shift should always be the same. Check. End minus start should be the period. 5 pi over 4 minus 1 pi over 4 is 4 pi over 4. That's pi. Check. Okay, we find our x scale. That's always the period over 4. My period was pi. So my scale is pi over 4. Everybody's pi over 4. We're pretty happy. We want all our x's to have the same denominator. Okay, we're ready to graph. I'll come down to this page. So we graph a nice pretty sine wave. Draw several cycles. Okay, now we have a vertical shift here. So the midline, I'm going to draw my midline as a dotted line. That is not going to be my x-axis. In fact, I know what it is. That's going to be the line y equals 1. That's my new midline, the vertical shift. So this is the line. I'm going to write it over here, y equals 1. So my new x-axis is going to be down here somewhere. So there are a couple of ways to do this. The way I used to graph these vertical shifts is ignore the vertical shift, like go through, draw the graph, label all my points, and then literally shift it up or down. So I would have some nice pretty graph, and then I would take what I had and just scoot everything up by 1 and try to like trace on top of it. That's one way we could do this. And then it was actually a student that said, there's an easier way. Instead of shifting the graph up, just shift the x-axis down. And that's what we're doing here, essentially. You'll see as we go. So this dotted line, this midline, is the line of the vertical shift, y equals k. And we will accidentally find both the x-axis and the y-axis as we go. Okay, so we do our start and end, pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. And now, seriously, for the first time, I care if this is sine or cosine. It's cosine. So I know I'm going to start and end at crests at the top. Pi over 4, 5 pi over 4. So here's a perfectly good start. And I'm going to kind of write these down here, because I don't want to get in my own way later on. So for now, I'm going to label all my points kind of down here. And then once I get everything figured out, I'll bring them back up where they go. So I'm just kind of doing this kind of game right now. Okay, what am I counting by? Pi over 4. So remember, we're going to label all of our intercepts. 2 pi over 4. Our troughs, 3 pi over 4. And then here's another intercept, 4 pi over 4. Going backwards, counting by pi over 4. Oh, there's 0. Pi over 4 minus pi over 4 would be 0. There's my y-axis right there. Let's keep going. Here's negative pi over 4. Negative 2 pi over 4. Negative 3 pi over 4. It's negative. Okay, now this is at 1 right here. Now I got to start going up and down to find my x-axis. So right here, this line here is 1. My amplitude was 3. So from 1, I'm going to draw this here. I'm at 1. I need to go up 3 to get to the max, and down 3 to get to the min, because my amplitude was 3. So that's 3, and that's 3. This is supposed to be like a brace there. I'm going up 3 and down 3 from the midline. So I'm at 1. If I go up 3, that'll be 2, 3, 4. My new maximum is up here at 4. 1 plus 3. That's supposed to be this height. Now let's count down 3. I'm at 1. If I go down 1, I hit 0. That's the x-axis. 0 is the x-axis. So let's put that in. So that was down 1. 2 would be negative 1. 3 would be negative 2. So my bottom is at negative 2. So from 1, I'm going to draw this again. Here's 1. I went up to 4. That's the top. And down to negative 2. That's the bottom. See, that's down 3 and up 3. And someplace in the middle there, I happened by accident to run across 0. That's my x-axis. Okay, now the last thing, because this is kind of sloppy looking, where am I actually trying to label? This is very important. I'm not labeling that spot right there. I literally have no idea where this thing is crossing the x-axis. That spot that I was labeling, that 2 pi over 4, That's where we crossed the midline. That was this spot. So we want to be careful when we put our labels on. It's very common for people want to label right there. We don't know that spot. We know this spot right here where this dotted line crossed the graph. That's why I got these little, see those little dotted lines coming down? And honestly, we could just leave it like this. Like I could just say I'm done. That's perfectly fine. Or I could come in if I wanted to clean this up a little bit. And maybe we'll do this in a different color. Come in and label all these X values right here along the axis. But remember, I'm labeling these spots here. I'm labeling where the graph crosses that dotted line. So this is 2 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4. I'm not labeling, I know those are close together, so it's hard to tell, but I'm labeling this spot, not right there. And then this would be negative pi over 4. And then again, I'm labeling here, not right there. Negative 2 pi over 4. Negative 3 pi over 4. And then again, I'm labeling here. Okay, and that's a good place to stop.